Our next comic is a local favorite. He's a good friend of mine as well. I mean, we drive all over the place. And a little bit of something about him. He's a really awesome gentleman. But I don't know if you've ever. This is his family, right? Okay, nephew. He blares music, like emo music, like crazy. And he'd be like, "How's your day, man?" I'm like, "I can't hear shit, man. Turn down the music in the car, man. She's crazy." Anyways, give it a warm welcome for Jesse Campos, everybody.
Yeah, one more time for Mac. Give it up for Mac. Definite homie. I love Mac. Mac literally gives off a vibe where he will do the Cupid shuffle anywhere demanded. Just, like no music. He just starts telling people like, to the right, to the right. That's Mac. Mac's literally like, Mac is the whitest black person I know. Straight up. Like I went to karaoke one time with Mac and I thought he was gonna do like some hip hop or rap. No, the dude he's saying Power of Love from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I remember one time I hit up Mac, I was like, "Hey Mac, do you want to like go out and do some comedy in LA?" And he's like, "Nah, dude, I got allergies." And I was like, "Just take away the N-word card. Just take it away. This is not yours. This is not yours." Mac makes me feel like I can say the N-word around him, and he'll be like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's just that's the vibe that Mac gives off." But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Like it's kind of awkward right now with Isaiah. You know, just loosen up. You know, we all got babysitters. You know, we all have work tomorrow. It's a fucking Wednesday. Let's just hang out, fucking get it done. Last time I was here, I got called cool. Just like some random stranger. He like literally walked next to me. He made eye contact. He's like, "Cool," and I rode that high for a month. Like I talked to my friends like that same night. They're like, "Oh, hey, how was the show?" And I was like, "Oh, great! I got called cool. It was nice. It was lovely. It was great. I liked it." I worked today. Work from home. I like working from home because the same equipment I use to watch porn is now the same equipment I use to pay my rent.
Yeah.
That is just neat. That is so fun. I think that is so cool. I fucking love it. It's better than my last job. My last job, I used to work at a dive bar. It was terrible. It's fucking terrible. I remember one time I saw two guys go into the same stall together, and I saw them go into the same stall, and I looked at them, and I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna fucking suck each other's dick in there." Because clearly that's what you do in stalls, right? No, it's not what it is. I told my coworker about it. He's like, "No, they're not sucking dick. They're doing cocaine in there." And I was like, "Oh, well, shit." I told him, like, one of the guys looked at me when I saw them go into the same stall. They're like, "Hey, man, you cool with this?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, fucking suck his dick, pro gay." I'm like, I'm not gonna cock block you. Get your shit gobbled up. But, you know, clean it up, shoot in the toilet, because then that's my job. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't like this. No. Gross. It's like, yeah, it's like a pro gay. Yeah, it's like, you know, get your shit gobbled up. I'm not gonna cock block you. Just don't let it happen. But what I like about working from home is like I can just binge watch all the shows, catch up on all the movies I've been just trying to like get on. Like I have this Amazon Fire Stick. I really like it because I don't know if you guys know about this Amazon Fire Stick. It's like $40, so you could jailbreak it and then you can have access to any movie. It's fucking great. I like it. But here's the problem with this Amazon Fire Stick, because sometimes it will give you the wrong movie and it won't tell you that you're watching the wrong movie. I tried watching that movie, Shang-Chi. It's a Marvel movie. I ended up watching G.I. Joe Snake Eyes for 20 minutes. That's what happened. It was crazy. Because here's the thing. Like, I watched this movie for like 20 minutes, and they get like the opening title, G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. I'm like, "Oh, this is the wrong movie." But here's why I thought it was the right movie, because this movie started off with an Asian person. And I was like, "Oh, this is clearly it. This is the movie." And then instead of watching Shang-Chi, I just found out I was racist that night. I did that joke at a show one time and someone yelled out, "It's actually called Shang-Chi." And I was like, I would know that if I watched the movie. I didn't watch the movie. Were you not paying attention? I ended up watching that movie Scream. You guys know that movie Scream? It came out like in 1996. You know, it's like a horror slasher thriller. I watched that for the very first time. And here's the thing about Scream, you know, it's kind of like it takes place in the 90s, so it's very like fourth wall breaking, like it references like Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. And I was watching this movie, and I was like, this movie is very cheesy. This guy's trying to kill people, and he fucking sucks. Like, he's literally getting kicked in the nuts. He's tripping over shit. He's trying, A for effort. And then literally, like, later in, like, I was like, this movie's not realistic. This is very corny. It's very bad. And literally, towards the end of the movie, you find out who the killer is. And you realize it's just some dude who just isn't getting fucked and he's very upset about it. And I'm like, oh, this is very accurate. This is very like realistic, without a doubt. They fucking made like 6 movies after that. I don't even know, I've only seen the first one. I don't know if it's like the same dude still not getting fucked. That's how I feel. Like I think there's one coming out this year. I think Jenna Ortega's in it, right? Can anyone confirm that? Well, we're not taking questions here tonight. We're not taking questions. Yeah, Jenna Ortega. I think she's in the latest Scream movie that's coming out this year. I just watched that show Wednesday that she was in. It was very great. I fucking love the Addams Family. Like I really like the whole aesthetic of the Addams Family that they bring. It's very cool. Jenna Ortega, she did such a great job in that show Wednesday. It was on Netflix. Here's my problem with that show though, is that there's a lot of fans now, all of a sudden, want a goth girlfriend. Here am I to say that most people that say they want a goth girlfriend cannot handle a goth girlfriend. I used to date this girl who was a goth girl and she used to collect teeth. She wasn't missing any teeth. I remember I was talking to her, I was texting her, I was like, oh, you collect teeth, are you a dental assistant? She told me no. I'm like, well, you're hot enough for me to just deal with this for right now. Like, I'll hang out, just see what's up. I remember I went over to her house for the very first time, and we were making out on her bed. And in the middle of us making out, she pulled away. She was like, do you want to hold my snake? And I'm like, what did you say? She said, do you want to hold my snake? And I was like, great. She has a penis. This is the exact opposite of what I wanted tonight. I don't want to do this. But she literally got out from the corner of her room. Like she got up from her bed, went to the corner of her room, pulled out a snake, and I was like, fucking cool, no legs. Like, are we gonna make out again? Just gonna get back to that? And she looked at me, she's like, do you wanna hold him? And I didn't want to hold the snake, but I wanted to have sex with her that night. And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to hold the snake. Just bring her here. And this was the very first time I ever held a snake in my life. Very first time. And I was like, okay, fucking cool. Like, yeah, it's here. And then when I was done, this was the first time I ever held a snake, as I said. Do you guys know how to hold this? Do you guys know how to drop a snake? Do you guys know how to just let go, like when you're holding it? You're supposed to literally let it slither out of your hand. I just dropped it. I was like, we're done here. It was like, let's get back to what we were doing. The snake literally smacked its face on the floor, and she looked at me and she's like, you fucking dropped my snake. And I was like, I'm sorry, do you want my wisdom teeth? Can we get back into that? She was a white girl. I've only dated white women, which means every time I've had sex, there's been a dog in the room. It's always been fun. Isn't that funny, just meeting your girlfriend's parents and you realize that they're racist? I think it's icing on the top. That's just a cherry on the top right there. It's like, do you really like me for me, or are you getting back at him? Either way, your dog watches us when we have sex. Either way. I met that girl off on Tinder. I met her off there. I stopped the dating apps though, because the dating apps are very bad. They're terrible. They're bad. I got off Tinder because the last girl I went to go hang out with lived in a halfway house. I didn't know what a halfway house was. I thought it was like a lesser studio apartment. It makes sense if you really think about it. It's like halfway house. It's like, oh yeah, you're halfway to a house. Keep making that bread. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. It's like, no, it's a halfway house. It's like a rehab, but the next level of rehab. It's like you're still addicted to stuff, but you can have friends come over and kick with you and watch Shang-Chi on your Amazon Fire. You have your friends come over and hang out with you. Well, I already did. It's just, it's like, we're not gonna go back. It's just, we're not gonna go back. I mean, dating's weird, because like, I'm turning 28 within like in a week from now. And I went on a date with a girl who was 21, and that's when I realized I have to have a cutoff age on like who I'm talking to. Because I remember I went on a date with this girl, you know, we went to dinner, and during dinner, she literally like told me, she's like, this is very cool, like dating an older man. And I was like, older man? What do you mean? I was playing Pokemon before I picked you up. When the check came, I pulled out my Naruto wallet. What do you mean? It wasn't her, but it was. Thanks. Let me just get back into it. Just fucking, if you like that one, fucking check this one out. But yeah, like it was so weird, because like I took her home that night, and you know I was putting on I put on a show. I threw on How I Met Your Mother, that show How I Met Your Mother, and there was like, if you haven't seen that show, it has like a lot of flashbacks in that show. And one flashback, it took place in 2009. It literally said 2009 in the flashback. And I told her, I was like, oh, 2009, that was a year I started high school. And she was like, I was 8 at the time. And I was like, after we're done having sex, I'm taking you home. This is awkward. I love it. It was great. It was, I fucking love comedy. It's just so great. It's like I like all the opportunity here. I fucking love that you guys came out, because most of the time, like I'll do shows where people just put their feet on the stage, like just because they fucking want to. I did a show one time, and a person put like their drink on the stage. And it was like, "Hey, you're doing stand up on my coaster. We're not gonna knock it off." It's like the lack of respect that you get most of the time. It's terrible. But I like I've gotten a lot of opportunity. I've been performing at a lot of these anime conventions, and that's been really fun, because I love anime. It's really fun, but I will say anime is very cringy and very horny a lot of the time. That's why I'm embarrassed to say that I fucking love anime, just because of the culture. Like performing at these conventions, you do see a lot. Like I saw a guy one time paid a woman to fucking step on him in cosplay. I saw him do that, and I was like, fucking wow. The TikToks and the memes are true. And I fucking do it too. It's just, you see so many Misamanes, you're like, I'll be a part of the problem. Like, it's just, I'll fuel this fire. One thing about, like, I don't like, though, there's like there's like this term called waifu. It's like, you have like a crush on this fictional character, you know, especially if they're very like pretty or cute, you know, you'll have a crush on that character. And the only problem I have with that, though, is there's some of these characters are like underage, but they fucking have like huge tits, and like I don't like it. It's very gross. I mean, if you're like a 16-year-olds, that's a problem. That's a no bueno in my book. There's this character that I really like, though. Her name is Yor Forger in this anime called Spy Family, and I really like her, but not because she's hot, but because she's 27 and has a job. All right, I'll just end on that. Fuck you guys. All right, give it up for yourselves. Thanks for hanging out. Give it up for Matt and putting this together.